Psalms 105, verses 14 through 19. But the Lord did not let anyone mistreat them. He warned kings not to harm them. He said, "Don't hurt my chosen people. Don't harm my prophets." He caused a famine in that country, and people did not have enough food. But he sent a man named Joseph to go ahead of them. Joseph was sold like a slave. They tied a rope around his feet and put an iron ring around his neck. Joseph was a slave until he said had really happened. The Lord's message proved that Joseph was right. Family, I got someone the other day that, and I didn't bother engaging with this person. If you want to debate me or actually have a civil conversation with me, that's fine. But if you're going to say something straight out of ignorance and you seem like you have your mind made up and you're not open-minded, then I'm just not even going to engage with you. But this person said, "Yo, no thank you. I'm not going to read a book that's about genocide and slavery." Okay, that's their misconception and misinterpretation of the scriptures, or either they've just been told that and they kind of ran with it. There were 60 million slaves back in Rome. It was to basically talk about it, like how we talk about it in today's times. That's how Paul and many others, addressed it, was by discussing slavery. It was not condoning it or saying that this is okay. And on top of that, if you want to talk about the slaves of, 200 years ago, a lot of times their masters did not want them to read, family. They did not want them to have a Bible. It wasn't the white man's Bible. The white man and some even black slave masters did not want the slaves to have the Bible because the Bible sets you free. You have freedom, true freedom. And they didn't want these prisoners and these slaves to know the truth. So, there's a lot of misconception when it comes to the Bible. And on top of that, if you've never read it, then you're not going to understand it. And some people can read the Bible 10 times and still not understand it because the Holy Spirit doesn't dwell within them. So, of course, I prayed for this person, for the Lord to open their eyes to truth and for them to stop looking at skin color and to stop looking at all the things of the past. That's not true. It's the same thing with cherry picking scriptures. People cherry pick history. If you don't truly know your history, that's why history repeats itself so many times, is because people don't learn the first time. But yeah, there's many examples. In Rome, like I said, there were 60 million slaves. So that was something that if you're going to address things to people and talk to people and discuss things, yeah, you're going to discuss slavery because it was there. But Paul even had slaves that would follow him. There's one man, I can't remember his name, that ended up being his friend, but he was a slave and he was a runaway slave. But, a lot of people do not know these stories. They don't read the Bible. And like I said, they'll hear something from a fellow classmate or a peer or a family member, and they don't do the research themselves. They don't say, "You know what, that doesn't sit right with me. Let me go and look into the scriptures." Even if you don't believe in the scriptures, you will find the answer. But you have to have an open heart and an open mind. But if you're already closed off and you make that clear to me, like, I'm not going to have a discussion with you. We're told not to cast our pearls before swine. But family, just know that the Bible does not condone slavery. It's simply discussing slavery and the things that were going on in that time, just as we do today. But anyway, guys, I hope this has been an edifying message to you guys. It was just a quick little study. I love you guys very much. Please don't get discouraged by people, by their ignorance, more or less. When you know where you stand with God, stand firm and stand bold. People are not going to like it. People are not going to agree with you all the time. But as long as you know the truth, if they're still seeking truth or haven't found the truth, pray for them to find the truth. But don't lower yourself to accommodate their ignorance. Love you guys. Take it easy.